Hi everybody, welcome to Fashionlinknow platform. I think you already know me. So today I've chosen to talk about a couple of, let's say, bad news or ugly truths about fashion industry. As a designer, as a stylist, I'm of course in love with my job and in love with the fashion in general, but through the years working as a fashion designer and stylist, I think not only me, but we all become aware that there are some bad news or let's say not so good truths about how the fashion industry works. So today I will talk about some things that I noticed as, let's say, ugly truths about fashion industry. So let's start. So the first, let's say, bad news that I learned about is about fashion shows and what happens after the fashion show. So when you are at the fashion school or when you are preparing your first collection, you are full of positive energy about how you will show your collections. But once it's over, reality is completely different actually. So whatever you show on a fashion show, it doesn't mean that it really sells. So you'll quickly learn that what you dreamed about is just flashing, and it's 5 minutes of fame, and after that you're into the reality of how to actually sell the clothes, so or accessories or whatever you are presenting. So this is, let's say, one of the bad news, but it doesn't have to be a bad news at the end, because I mean, there are now so many social media channels that you can use to promote your work and actually sell without dreaming only about fashion show as the only channel to show your work. At the end, we all love fashion shows and we all love to watch and we all love to participate, and I think it's like a big dream show. But we have to accept the truth, but not only for us as a small designers, but also for the big fashion houses. It can be a financial disaster, or it can be just a 5 minutes of fame, and after that it's a totally different reality. So the second bad news is about copying. Everybody copies everyone. When I say this, I think we are all aware in last decades that there are many cases that fashion houses are copying small designers, independent designers, or upcoming designers. So they're not hiring them, but they're just seeing what they do and follow what they do, and then they just take something from them. And this is really a bad thing, and many times I shared on my profiles this kind of cases. It happened to my students, it happened to me also, and this is something that we obviously cannot stop, and it's a bad news that we cannot stop. I even had a case when some Chinese online shops took my name, took my designs and put it on as theirs. So there's nothing, I mean, obviously that you can do. I mean, of course, you can do IPS, you can secure your brand in your country, a little bit out of your country, but at the end, there is no way that you can, especially if you're a small brand, that you can handle it. But the way I think about it is that you need to be a few steps in front. And if you are working on yourself, if you are practicing and working on your designs all the time, you will always be in front of these people, and you will always be true to yourself, true to what you do, and feel good about it. So don't feel bad about it. I mean, I had it at my skill, I had it on my skin as a practice, but I didn't give up, and this is not something that is going to break me, even if it happens, even if it happens again. I guess I love fashion too much. Third bad news would be that it's a lot about the image that you show. So this is something that nobody told me. I actually didn't find that my appearance is so important to anyone if my designs are the most important. And of course, this is how it should be. And this is how I believed it should be. But at the end, I realized that in order for me to really be representative of what I do, I also need to show the image of my brand through my personality and how I look. And when I say how I look, or when I mention look in general, I don't think I'm talking about classical beauty, because classical beauty is very questionable and not something that can be completely defined. It's mostly defined by the West society or by the fashion magazines or whoever, like media. But there are many examples, good examples that I learned from, such as from Vivienne Westwood or Rei Kawakubo, or from Sonia Raquel, or even from the older designers who maybe don't fit in this classical appearance of Western beauty, but still their personality, their image really was representative of what they do and how they handle it. So I would take an image as something that it's not defined only by physical. But bad news is that we all belong to the fashion industry that is looking at these images, and the way I want to think about image in a positive way and not only a negative is that more you are original, more you are beautiful. So that way I think you will be able to best fit with the image, and originality will be something that will be representative of your beauty. But yes, image is something that media will look forward to, but I think in the future, I hope in the future as well, it was in the past, originality will be upfront. Another bad news is about connections. I know this is a topic that many of the designers don't like to talk about, because they think like, oh, come on, my work is enough. Shouldn't this be enough? But the reality is that sometimes it's not. I mean, you have to be part of the fashion industry in some way, and you need to be connected with the people from the industry. And the more you are connected, the more you know, the more you participate, the more you are upfront in front of them, the more you are connected to the media. The reality is they will more look at you and what you do. I think people should be cautious about it, because it's again about a little bit of fame and not like the long story. And the way I think about it is I'm there, but I'm not completely there. And I know people, I am well connected in a way, especially in the country where I'm coming from, but I don't have to be 24 hours daily part of their lives, nor they need to be part of mine. So the way I think about it is, yes, I'm aware this is necessary, but balanced. So this would be my advice how to handle this, let's say, bad news. Another bad news or ugly truth about fashion industry that somebody, I guess, forgot to tell me while I was studying is that fashion is a really expensive business. So when I was a student, when I was, working on my collections, I didn't really think that this will cost so much and that I will need to invest so much. But I guess they they focus on some other things during your education, then don't tell you all the bad news that they will be waiting after you finish your diploma. So I like to, when it comes to my students, I usually tell them before they finish, since I was hit by this information on my first fashion shows and later on the second, and with my first and second collection, and I realized oh my God, this costs so much. And I don't think people realize, when you're a starter, when you're just starting off with your fashion brand, you have to invest not only in the first collection, but also in second and third, and wait and wait and wait. So I guess this is some bad news that they, forget to tell you. But on the other hand, Now we live in a really specific age where like we have social media that can help you to start basically from zero, from the scratch, and you have a chance actually, because now the world is completely open to social media and you're visible to everyone, everywhere. So I guess, I mean, it's a different time and we should use this moment and use it well. And even though it's a bad news, I mean, there are some positive sides that still you can succeed. On the other hand, fashion history shows us many examples of the designers who were not neither educated nor they had a lot of finances to start, and they succeeded with their talent and with their originality. So I think we all have a chance. And the last one, bad news that I really find important is that fashion should be more about sustainability, which in the past, especially in last couple of decades, was not. Fashion is the second industry that is polluting this planet, and really the numbers are huge and really, really bad. Not only from organizing the production and the way people are treated in the production process, but also about us as consumers of fashion who are not aware how much we waste and how much we pollute not only the air but also the water, and it will take a lot of time and a lot of patience to fix this problem. So this is really a bad news, but I think every designer and every person should think about it, and we as designers have a responsibility to participate and to be part of the change. So yes, there is a bad news, but I hope in the future we'll be listening more to the good news and how we can fix this kind of problems. So I hope this, let's say, ugly truths about fashion industry didn't make you feel discouraged about pursuing fashion career. As you can see, I'm still here. I'm still participating in fashion world, and this is something that I love to do, and I will be doing it further on. So I hope this will not discourage you, and that you will continue, and that you will have awareness and try to fix all these problems the way you can. And I hope this was helpful to you. Till the next video, I will say bye-bye for now. Bye.